It is game over for the Ford Raptor. Before we get into this review, I'm going to include a link to the Carl Malone Chevy in Park City's website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Javier. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 6.2 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 420 horsepower and then 460 pound-feet of torque. You can also get this with a diesel. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. So the ZR2 comes with this raised section in the center that's completely blacked out. This AEV package adds the special metallic gray painted part around it with the red pinstripe. And this one has the ZR2 badges that are all blacked out, which is cool. We've got the bumper from AEV with rigid recovery points. This has a winch added to it. And we've got extra underbody protection from AEV too. And when you put it all together, the front end of this truck looks really, really cool. Our tire wheel setup is 315 by 70 by 17. You can see you've got these new wheels. I really like the rivets there, and then of course you got the AEV logo front and center on the wheel. These are KO2s for those of you that are wondering, which are a softer all-terrain tire, but a really good setup overall. This does have a slight suspension lift to accommodate the more aggressive wheel offset with the larger tires. I love how seamless the bumper goes to the fender flare. That looks really cool. Now this does have rock rail protection from the factory too. And then the ZR2 package has leaf springs and multimatic shocks from the factory. Here's your side profile. The truck definitely sits quite a bit higher than a regular ZR2 Bison, and those 35s, they look cool. Of course, I have the Bison decal here on the side, and then you've got more of that metallic gray here on the tailgate with more of the red pinstriping. Upgraded rear bumper from AEV with light pods added into the bumper. And when you put it all together with that rear bumper, again, the back end, just like the front, looks extra cool. Just a quick side note, this particular truck, bedliner, all of that from the factory, and this one also has the multi-flex tailgate. Not really a good angle for this, but they also paint the roof with this package too, with that metallic gray. And let's just take a quick look at the interior. So this has the normal ZR2 interior with all of the gray trim that's easy to clean. You got stuff like the digital gauge cluster, big infotainment system, and being a ZR2, you've got diff locks for the front and for the rear, as well as hill descent control. Yes, it does have a 2-speed transfer case and off-road drive modes. The other seat had a cover, so you probably couldn't see, but yeah, AEV on the headrest. There's our window sticker for this truck. It's the, again, loaded up ZR2 as base. You can see the kit that this has added onto it from AEV adds another $10,999, and then this has a couple other items added to it. Total price is $95,674. Let's see how this performs. Well, finally, we have a ZR2 with 35-inch tall tires, and backed by AEV. That's what you want, backed by AEV. So first off, in reverse, full lock, no rubbing. Now, I think that you can fit 34s on this without a lift, from my understanding, but you do have to do a pretty positive offset, have the tires tucked in pretty far. But yeah, if you do a little bit of a lift kit like this has, then you can get a little bit more of an aggressive stance like this truck has and have the bigger tires. These are the same tires that you have on a base Raptor. KO2s. That are they're actually not 35s, by the way. They're technically a 34.4 if I remember right, but who's counting? Now the reason I'm driving back here is to see the suspension over little bumps. They got a real dirt lot here. A lot of car dealerships get rid of these, they pave them, but no, not here up in Park City, which is cool. Just kind of want to see how the suspension feels. Very truck-like. Very truck-like. Like, it handles it, but you definitely feel it. You definitely feel it, which is cool. It's not like uncomfortable, but it's like you feel like you're in a more rugged vehicle. Now this V8's a really cool engine. You can also get this with a diesel, like I said, which is even cooler. GM's the only truck maker offering a diesel and a half-ton right now. Now this definitely feels taller than a regular ZR2. It definitely has that more tip-top truck feel. And what I mean by that is, down travel feels fine, but you definitely just feel like you're sitting higher, have maybe a little bit more body roll. But Yeah, overall it's very smooth. Very smooth. And the seats in normal GM fashion are they're comfortable actually for a Silverado, but they are going to be a little bit firmer, which I think is kind of what you want with off-roading, because you don't want to sink into your seat. You want to sit there with good posture as you're going over the bumps and everything. I am impressed with the suspension feel of this. It's quite nice actually. Let's see what the turning radius is like. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Definitely not. Definitely not. It's okay, we tried. Whoa! I guess the truck's got a little bit too much power. Tires lost a little bit of traction there. Wasn't trying to. Yeah, this engine's really smooth though, which is, I think, one of the highlights. But this is super daily drivable. Like, it's very comfortable. Tires aren't too loud. It's got more than enough get up and go. And it's not too hard to get in and out of, honestly. They got a grab handle here. You do have to step up a bit, but it's not a big deal at all. Yeah, forgot how soft KO2s are. I think it's one of the reasons why they used them on the Raptors for such a long time, because it's got good off-road performance, but it also helps out with on-road ride quality quite a bit. Yeah, the diesel with this would be really cool off-road because you got all that low-end torque. And this truck's, we all know, it's more about crawling rather than high-speed off-roading, but it can do both. It can do both. Get a little bit more rugged driving in. And you gotta remember, the tires are not aired down, by the way. You air down KO2s, I know this from past experience, and it is cloud-like, because they're such soft tires. Yeah, this is great. Feels like it still has, you know, sometimes when you do a little bit of a lift, it can massively decrease down travel. This feels like it still has a solid amount. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. Feels kind of like a Gen 2 Raptor in a way. Just a compliment. So, let me know you guys think about this upfit package on the ZR2 Bison. But this is what we all wanted. This is what we all wanted. When the ZR2 got released, we all wanted 35s. And we finally got 35s. Well, 34.4s, but everyone calls them 35s. Ford calls them 35s, Chevy calls them 35s. So I guess we'll round up with them.